Hello everyone. Welcome to my Tuesday Night Live video. My name is Melissa Faust from stampwithmelissa.com, and I am so excited to have you join me here. If you're like, Melissa, you kind of started a minute late, I'm so sorry. I clicked the button to go live and it said Facebook doesn't like you anymore. And I was like, why you being mean, Facebook? So anyway, I hope that we only have one Facebook video, because I don't know that it's even possible to have two, but I had to reconnect the account. So I am going to check for a second just to make sure, because this is not something I can check pre-live. I know. But anyway, as you join me, whether you are watching live or on the replay, please leave a comment, say hello, and let me know that you are here. I'm checking. Okay, we're good. It's just the one, so that's good. You just never know. Like, I feel like things get so weird sometimes where it's like, Facebook's going to do whatever it wants to do. And so I wouldn't be surprised if it was like you have two videos going. Anyway, hi Marva, hi Joan, hi Mom, hi Corinne, hi Alicia. Welcome in, everyone. We are playing with Halloween cards tonight, and I'm really excited. I have a Halloween shirt on. It's a Disney shirt because, of course it is, because I got back from Disney like a month ago for the Halloween party, and you know, I bought stuff because that's the kind of person I am. I'm not afraid to buy those souvenirs. Anyway, so tomorrow is October 1st, and that's when I will dig out all of my other Halloween stuff that I already owned. But for now, you know, we just lean into the Disney stuff, so I love it. But anyway, all right, so let me go ahead and flip my screen down. We're going to get started with today. So you can see my screen. Today we are going to play with the Fright Night bundle. Last week we played with the Spooky Halloween bundle, so if you did not catch last week's video, make sure you go back and watch that for some fun Halloween projects. And then we're going to play with this one tonight, and then next week we're not going to have a class to go. I'll talk about this later, like a little bit more in detail later, but it's BOGO sale week next week. And then after that, the week after that, we're probably going to dive into Christmas. So it's here. I was at Hobby Lobby recently, and oh my gosh, they have so much Christmas stuff out. And yes, I did buy a new puzzle. So anyway, all right, so let's take a look here. The Fright Night bundle is part of the online exclusive offerings. It is a rubber stamp set. So we are going to use every stamp except one. I was a little bit bummed with this one that I did not use it on a project, but you easily could sub it in. I was thinking on our very last project, it would be really cute for that. Eat, drink, and be scary, because our last project is going to be a 3D, so it would be fun to use on that one. And then these are the really awesome set of dies, and we are using all of the dies. Oh, you know what? All of the dies, including this spider, but actually we don't use this one, but you easily could sub that one in if you would like to. Yeah, I really love this bundle. This is also the bundle that Heidi and I featured for our Halloween mystery craft box in the summer. And so several of you got that kit and have been having so much fun playing with those. Or maybe you set it aside to create closer to Halloween, and the time is now. I know, Joan. I know, right? She said she was at Hobby Lobby yesterday, and they just have so much stuff. I love it. I love it. I am like, I'm really excited to decorate for Halloween and to fully lean into like that season. It's like in the mid 80s here in Minnesota, which is the worst because I want fall. I want my windows open. But I'm ready. Like when the switch needs to be made, I'm ready to flip to Christmas. So anyway, all right, let's take a look at the projects we're going to make today. So we've got this cute one here. I cased this. I do not know how to pronounce her last name. It's Danny. I want to say it's spelled Dziema, something like that. Dzima. I don't know how to say her last name, but anyway, it is on my blog post. Her name is on my blog post if you want to check that out. And I found her card on Pinterest. And then we've got this cutie, because of course we got to have those purples and greens, right? We've got this one with the fun black and orange and some gray, right? Super cute. And we're going to make this cute little, it's a milk carton, right? But you can fit lots of candies. It's actually a pretty good size. I do not remember off the top of my head. I want to say it's 2 inches by 2 inches, I think. Alicia wants fall too. I know. I want it so bad. Anyway, but the way I closed this was actually with a binder clip. So super duper easy to pop open and fill with fun treats. So we are going to make this today as well. And this is the one I was saying would be fun to add that this sentiment here: eat, drink, and be scary. I think that would be really cute to add on this with some candy inside. So if you would like the project kits to make these at home, I'm happy to send them to you as a thank you for placing an order with me this week. Tonight during the live video, I'm going to walk you through how to make each of the projects, and you're welcome to watch and case and do all that fun stuff. But if you would like those actual project kits, so you can just, pull out the pieces and do some stamping, do some gluing, you can get that with an order this week of $50 or more before tax and shipping, after any Stampin' Rewards are applied by the end of the day this Friday, October 3rd. And yeah, Janice, you love the Halloween party. I had so much fun. It was the first time I went this year, and I just had the time of my life. I'm trying to figure out how I can fit it in next year because, well, several of you probably know, but I'm hosting a crafting cruise next year, and I've already started to think about, like, oh my gosh, think of all the work I'm going to be doing in like August to prep, because we're sold out right now at 60 crafters. So I'm like, oh my heck. And if the cruise line will give us more tables, we're going to add more spots. And I'm like, that's so many people that are joining us. I love it. But then I got to cut kits for it. And I'm like, things are going to get taken over. But I'll probably have to squeeze in a trip to Disney for fun. Right? Hi, Mary Jo. Anyway, I love it, Jody. We had fall, but it went away. And it'll hopefully come back, because that's the goal. If you are going to place that order this week, there is a shopping link in the description of this video, so you can check that out. And I do also link the recommended supplies if you want to look at those, just for an easy button, so you don't have to go digging and typing and all that fun stuff. So, all right. Oh, I'm so jealous of all of you guys. I know Judy's coming on the cruise. She said, put all the energy. I will be. Oh, I'm so excited for that cruise. We've already started figuring out gifts, and it's going to be awesome. Anyway, all right, for this card, we've got a Berry Burst card base. We've got a Berry Burst layer. Let me pick that up in the light. There you go. This was embossed with the Damask embossing folder. I don't know if that's how you say that word, Damask. D-A-M-A-S-K. You can tell. Words are hard, you know? Anyway, you're going to have a piece of lemon lime twist to die cut out your frame. This is the smaller one. And what I mean by that is you actually get two here in the bundle. So you can see this one has more of a rounded edge, and these ones have sharper corners. This one comes in, this one goes out, right? And these two layer together very nicely. If you want to do that, which we're going to do on the second card, but you're going to have that lemon lime twist piece to die cut this out. So if you want to stamp your sentiment first and then die cut it out, that's what I would recommend. My die cutting machine is in use because it is Christmas series prep time right now. By the way, I do have 2 kits left, I believe, still for that, and then it's gone. So if you want to sign up for the Homemade Christmas series, make sure you do so today, okay? I order the stuff tomorrow, so do that ASAP. All right, hello everyone. Okay, and then you're gonna have a piece of basic black to die cut out 4 spider webs. Now you actually get 3 spider web dies in the die set, which is cool, but I'm gonna use 4 for this card. I did add adhesive sheet to the back of these, and I just, wanted to, I got most of the bits out, you know what I mean? Because that takes time, you know what I'm saying. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with stamping. I've got my sentiment here that says Fright Night, boo, be aware, or be aware, beware. Anyway, the fun one, the label-y one, and we're going to stamp that in Tuxedo Black Memento ink. And mine, these are cling mount, so you cannot see through them, so I'm going to do my very best, and let's say, please let that be lined up. Okay, it's not perfect, but it's pretty all right. We're gonna go with it. Okay, so we've got that. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take our Berry Burst layer, and I'm actually gonna bring in my messy scrap paper because before I was not using my messy scrap paper, and after that I kind of wished I would have. And I'm gonna open my snips up, and we're just gonna go ahead and run the snips along the edge of the cardstock to distress it. Okay. And, you can do it as much or as little as you want. You can kind of see that raised edge there. That's what I'm doing to it. I'm going to go around all 4 sides, but you've got like those little cardstock shavings that end up all over that workspace. So I'm just adding my messy scrap paper just to help me out a little bit with that. Okay. And just go through this. I thought this was just a fun way to kind of, I don't know, like the Fright Night bundle, it's not a scary bundle, but it's definitely a little spookier, right, than the spooky Halloween one was. That one's just so cute. And so I thought that this would make it look a little more haunted, right? I think the damask or damask, whatever, the embossing folder looks like wallpaper to me. So it kind of reminds me of like a haunted house when it's used like this. I just love it. I think it's so cute. All right. You know, you can take your time with it. Sometimes when you do this too, you can actually like rip part of it, which looks cool, but I'm just gonna try not to do that. But if it happens, it happens. Okay. Sometimes we just call those vacuum problems, right? Like, watch this. We're just gonna put this up, and that's gonna be a problem for the vacuum. Yeah, anywho. Okay, let's go ahead and assemble. We are going to add some seal to the back of that berry burst layer. I love how that like gives it texture too without actually adding like thickness. Can you see like the fun raised edge there? It's so pretty. Okay, add this to our card front. And then we'll go ahead and fold and burnish. And then we have the fun part. We're going to add these spider webs. So we've got 4 of them here. This week's cards are actually quite simple, but they're so pretty. They look super fun. So we're going to peel off that adhesive backing. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, you could do 6 and put these all the way around, even one pointed down. But I'm going to just focus on this and make sure that that's straight-ish. Okay. Like so. And then I can take another one. Maybe. There we go. Take another one here, and I just line that other straight edge up with it. Okay, just like that. And I don't really care if they're lined up right there at the point. I just like the look of it. Okay, you can tell when I did my adhesive sheet, I didn't have it everywhere, and that's fine. If you want to use like liquid glue, you can absolutely go for it, but you guys know my stance on that. It's just too messy for me. For something like this, I thought, no way. Okay, and then last one here. We're going to stick that down right about there. Okay. All right, then we can take our sentiment and we're going to grab some dimensionals. Put those on the back and peel off the backings. And then we'll go ahead and adhere this down. I know it's totally offset, so just pretend it isn't, okay? Okay. All right, then we're going to take our black twine and tie a bow. Have you guys ever done those challenges where you can't use any white or vanilla in like your card making? Have you ever done one of those? I am so bad at them when I have to like, you know, make it intentional. Like if I have to try not to use white or vanilla, I cannot do it. It is like I'm just I don't know what it is, but there's some kind of obstacle in my way where I cannot even like think about how you even do that. And then I make cards and I'm like, oh, this has no white or vanilla. I got to keep this in my pocket for next time I'm challenged. Anyway, hi Kim, thanks for joining. Okay, so then we're going to use our favorite foam shimmer stars. I love these, and I just chose to use the black ones because we're going to keep that trend, but you could use the white ones too. They definitely would pop a little bit more. And you can put them wherever. On my original card, I put them on the spider web, but I think they're a little bit too hidden. So for this card, I'm going to put them on the actual card. So there we go. There's card number 1. What do you think of that one? I love it. And you could easily switch out that berry burst for like a gorgeous grape or a Highland heather or petunia pop or whatever you want to do there, right? I don't know why I chose all purples, but all right, this is card number 2, so let's make this one. And this one is Gorgeous Grape with a little bit of Highland Heather and Lemon Lime Twist, because I just really like Lemon Lime Twist as a Halloween color. I love it. So, all right, we've got a Gorgeous Grape card base. We've got a Gorgeous Grape layer that we're going to stamp on. You'll have a piece of Lemon Lime Twist that I cut out that bigger frame. A piece of basic white where you're going to stamp your stripes. Now, I did do this ahead of time. My stripe stamp was cut a little bit offset, so this one is pretty difficult for me. I tried. It's difficult for me to line up if I die cut first, and I knew my die cutting machine would not be with me at the current moment because it's being used to cut for the Christmas series, and so I just went ahead and die cut mine earlier. Or stamped mine and then die cut it out. But anyway, you'll stamp your striped image in Lemon Lime Twist and then die cut that out with a smaller frame, and you'll also die cut out the word eek. How fun. How cute is that? Now, this one I did not add adhesive sheets to. I thought it would be all right to test my luck with liquid glue. We'll see how it goes. You'll also have Highland Heather to die cut out your banner that we're going to stamp on, and 3 spider webs. Now, again, these ones I also did not add adhesive sheets to because I'll show you why when we get there. And then you're going to have a piece of basic black to die cut out this very incredibly creepy looking spider. It's cute-ish, but it's a little creepy. So let's pull out our messy scrap paper. We're going to grab our sentiment. So I did Happy Halloween, and then we have this little, like, they're not quite circles. I'm not really sure what they are. They're like it's a blotchy kind of stamp. You know, let's name it. If you have a name for this, you tell me what those images are, what the shape is. They're not really like stars either. I don't know. They're definitely just supposed to be like something for the background, but I feel like we should give them a name. So anywho, I am stamping the sentiment in Gorgeous Grape ink onto that Highland Heather banner, just like so. And then we're going to go ahead and create a background using this guy, the blotches. Create a background by stamping this all over the Gorgeous Grape layer in Gorgeous Grape ink. Okay, so we are just going to have some fun and add these. And I don't really care if there's a little bit of overlap. I want it to look pretty equally distributed. Like, I don't want there to be a big gap in between where I have some of these splotch things. Splatters. Okay. We'll go with splatters. I know, Lori, I really like the bundles this year too. Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me see. Spooky glitter. I love that one. Dottage. Oh, that's funny too. Oh my gosh, that cracks me up. Claudia said, ooh, purple. I don't know. I like spooky glitter. When I was in college, I worked at the registrar's office, and it was a student position. And so the person who had my job before me had graduated, so she could no longer, work there. And she had written up some instructions. I was working on transferring microfiche to the computer, right, to software. And she had written up some instructions about, like, basically confirming, auditing transcripts and making sure everything looked good. And she wrote in the instructions something about to click the sparkle button. And I was like, what? So I had to ask, like, my boss. I was like, what's the sparkle button? And she was like, oh my gosh, the sparkle button. It was just like a button you had to click, but I don't know, for whatever reason it had like a firework kind of look to it, so they called it the sparkle button. So now I have a different button at my current job that I call the sparkle button, even though it doesn't look like one. It just sounds funner, right? Right. It sounds more fun to just, I'm going to press the sparkle button. All right, so I added that layer to our card base here with seal. And then what I'm going to do, so I'm going to just add some seal right on that cardstock piece where I know it's going to get covered later. And that is how I'm going to attach these Highland Heather spider webs. I am just going to worry about them attaching down here. I'm not going to worry about the top part. If you're like, oh, that makes me a little nervous, you could totally add adhesive sheets, liquid glue, fine tip glue, whatever you want to do there. But I wanted to show you like 2 different ways you could adhere those down. There's the adhesive sheet way, which of course makes your stickers, and then there's the easy way. That was me quoting. There's the easy way where you just add some adhesive and stick them on, right? And because I'll have enough other items here, like dimensionals and everything like that, I'm not really worried about them going anywhere. So let's go ahead. I added the stamped frame piece to our lemon lime twist piece, and then putting some dimensionals on the back of this. We'll peel off those backings and stick this down. And I do want to stick it at a slight angle. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to go ahead and adhere our other pieces. So I am going to adhere these flat because the eek, it is a little bit skinny, right? So it's going to be hard to get dimensionals behind that. We are actually, with the Boo die, we're going to use the foam adhesive sheets. But for this one, I just kept it flat. So we're going to use our liquid glue. Can you believe it? I'm using liquid glue. I know, you can believe it. I do use liquid glue. I just don't prefer it. I'm a tape girl. What can I say? All right, so I adhered down the Happy Halloween. You just want to make sure that that edge banner does not go off the right-hand edge there. Okay, and then I adhered eek, and then we're going to put down this little spider. Because you can't have it say eek without the spider, because he's creepy. You got to have the reason for the eek, right? Okay, so then we're going to use these frosted dots, which we used last week. We used these clear ones. We're going to use the purple ones today that I just think are really cute. So we're going to grab 2 of those, one big, one little. And I like the look of them when they hit that gorgeous grape cardstock. They look a little bit clearer, which is kind of fun because they are purple. So I like how they get a little bit of a different sheen to them. So there is card 2. What do you think of this one? Oh, I love it. I think it's so cute. I love the die cut word too, the eek. I just like how it's like, you can hear it, right? Like I think when you look at this die, you can just hear it because you've got different sizes of the letters. It's just so cute. So there's that one. Let's go on to card number 3, which is this cute trick or treat card. I love this one too. I love all of them. Even though they have spiders on them. I don't like spiders. Okay, so we've got a basic black card base. We've got a basic black layer that I will emboss for you using the dotted circles folder. And this is such a fun folder. I love that. I love the circle in the center. I think it's just so cute. Oh, Marva, that's a great idea, adding Wink of Stella. I love that. Then it's a little less scary too because he's glittery. Oh my gosh. Lori got her Halloween earrings out and last year she had tucked one of the spiders. So last year when I did the mystery craft box, I got a bag of plastic spiders and I put a couple in each of the mystery craft boxes. And I got a lot of messages from people who were like, that was hilarious, but also you made me jump. So I'm just glad you guys were, you found humor in it because I thought it was kind of funny. Anywho, we've got a pumpkin pie layer. We've got a piece here of that spooky Halloween, or I think it's called the Spooky Sweet DSP. There's the other side, but I thought this pattern was fun with the windows. You've got a basic gray circle die cut from the Stylish Shapes dies. We've got a banner for our sentiment die cut out of peach pie. So you'll get the piece of peach pie to die cut that. You'll also get that piece of basic black because we're going to use another spider. I know. Go figure. All right, so let me pull out my Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad here. And I know we saw a few people who are newer. I'm going to use a sentiment that says trick or treat. What I did is I actually took our white ink pad. So if you order like a craft white ink pad, it actually comes uninked with a re-inker because the craft ink is a little bit of a different kind of chemistry, I guess, or it's a different like consistency. So I took our re-inker, our Tuxedo Black re-inker, and put that into this ink pad, and I like this a lot better than the standard way Tuxedo Black comes, because I find it stamps better. So anyway, if you're like, that's not how my Tuxedo Black looks, that's what I did. I Melissa-fied it, and that was an idea I got from my team member Alicia Markford, who is on the video now. So okay, so let's go ahead and we will add some adhesive to the back of that piece. Now, you know, when I get the little glue boogers in my seal, I have to fix it, and then I put it on the card. And we are going to adhere that to the card front. Isn't it funny? I'm like, oh, I don't like sticky fingers from liquid glue, and then I'll like get right in there in the seal and dig out the goobers. Anywho. All right, let's go ahead and burnish that. And then what we're going to do, we're going to take our DSP, and I'm going to actually start with my trimmer. Now this DSP is 3 inches wide, so we are going to line this up at 1.5 inches. Okay, and I'm going to cut up 1/4 inch from the bottom. If you want to, so there's little grid lines in here, and that's what I'm looking at. Okay, so I'm going from 4 to 3 3/4. If you want to freehand this, you can absolutely do that, but I did not trust myself to get it quite in the center with a wider piece here. So, and then I'm just going to use my snips to freehand cut from the corner to that line. Just for a cute little banner, I thought that would be a fun little touch there. And then what we'll do is we will add some adhesive and adhere this onto pumpkin pie. Now I'm putting it all the way to the top. Okay. And you can see we've got that wide section at the bottom then. And then for this, I'm just going to eyeball it, and I'm going to cut that same banner edge. Now, same thing, if you wanted to line it up in the middle and cut up the center, you could do that. Because I have a guide here, I feel pretty okay that I can get it straight-ish, right? No, I actually didn't use the banner dies for these ones, Joan. Yeah, isn't that fun? I know, Lori, right? It is so, like, the Tuxedo Black, changing it to that is like, it's a total game changer. It just stamps so much better. I love it. Okay, so let's go ahead and add this to our card front. So I am just tucking that all the way at the top, and I'm leaving about maybe 1/4 inch here on the side, 3/8 of an inch or so. Okay, and then we're going to take our basic gray circle and add some dimensionals. Peel off those backings, and then we're going to adhere this down. Now you can kind of play with it a little bit. I am going to probably keep it in the center-ish here, but if that blocks like a nice part of the pattern, you could move the die wherever you want it to go. I'm going to leave it right about there. Okay, and then we're going to take our sentiment and add a couple of dimensionals. And put these more towards the center because you want them to go on top of the circle. Okay, if you did them all the way on the edge, that would be fine, but just make sure you double stack. Okay, just like that. And then we're going to take our cute little spider. Cute little. He's not really that cute. He's cute-ish. He's a little bit too realistic, to be honest. Ugh, heebie-jeebies. And then he's going to go on the basic gray circle, like so. Yeah, anywho. Okay, so for this card, to finish it off, we are going to use these. These are the rainbow dots. I'm going to use the peach pie ones to match our sentiment. So we're going to grab one big. I love these rainbow dots because you get them in so many colors. One big and one little, and that is our 3rd card. How fun is that? I like the little touch of the circles, the dots behind here too. I just think it's so fun. Okay, there's that. Let's go on to our 3D. Now, you know I usually don't do 3Ds during my lives, but last week and this week we're doing Halloween, and that's what it's all about, right? Treats. So we are going to make this cute little box here. I do not have the measurements memorized. That's just a fair warning, but I will say that for those of you on my team, or if you're considering buying the starter kit with the really awesome October special that's coming out starting tomorrow, you get the PDF for free, and if you do place that order for the Classico, you also get the PDF. So that will have the measurements in it. Yeah, anywho. But everything comes scored for you because I like to do that. I like to provide that for you so that you can just start assembling. So this is the basic black piece you'll get. I'm holding it at an angle so you can see all those score lines in there. And yeah, it's ready to go. Almost ready to go. Okay. Then you're going to have 4 pieces of that Spooky Sweet DSP. You're going to have a pumpkin pie circle that is die cut from Stylish Shapes. You're going to have a piece of basic white die cut out. Boo! And you're going to want, I'm not going to provide the foam for you, but I wanted to show you. So this is the foam adhesive sheets. Get these if you don't already have them because they're really awesome. But when you do have like a detailed die or a skinnier die, these are really, really awesome because it's a full dimensional. It's going to cover the whole. There we go. I was just trying to hold it so you can see. It's going to cover the whole back side of this or the whole die, which is really awesome. So I did go ahead and I already removed the middle there so you can kind of see it, but I do die cut mine separately. You can add like a whole piece of cardstock on top and then die cut it out. I choose to do it this way because then I will cut the rest of it apart and use it as dimensionals. So, okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to start with stamping. We don't have a lot to do. We're going to take our pumpkin pie circle and that striped image. Now, remember, I did mine ahead of time, but you will have yours inked up in Lemon Lime Twist, so don't forget to clean it off. And I'm just inking that up in pumpkin pie ink, and we're going to stamp it right onto this circle, just for a fun background. So there's no, like, lining anything up or anything like that. I just wanted to create a little bit of a fun background there with those fun stripes, okay? All right, so we've got that added. We're going to set that to the side and we are going to assemble. Oh, you're also going to get a binder clip. I forgot about that. You're going to get a binder clip. I got these ones, these orange ones from Amazon. It's like just a little bin thing of them. Oh, thanks, Lori. You are the best. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to burnish all of the score lines. Okay. And we're going to fold all of them in, except for one. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do these. I'm just going to twist this around a little. And then on the very top, we have like this 1/2-inch score line. That one I'm actually going to fold back because that is this part right here. Okay. Okay, so now that it's all burnished, what we're going to do is we're going to do a little bit of cutting. There's actually not a ton. And then I also did add for you, there's these score lines here that are going to make up the sides. I didn't actually like burnish them. You could pre-bend them, you know, if you want to, but I do find because they're already there, it does just kind of help guide the milk carton to know where to go. So, all right, on this 1/2-inch side, and by the way, in the PDF, there is a diagram as well. Okay, we're just going to trim off a little bit of that top corner. So that's where the 2 1/2-inch lines meet, right? Down here, we're going to leave all of this, but at this bottom score line, so the thickest section, I'm going to cut in a little, and then I'm going to cut up. And I am cutting at an angle on 2 of these squares. So like a square, this square, and this square. So they're alternating, right? It doesn't really matter which 2 you do. And the reason I do that is just in case something isn't quite square, I don't want my cardstock pieces to fight together, okay? But on this bigger section where the squares are, we are going to go ahead and trim on the score lines up to that first score line because this is going to make the bottom of our box. Okay, so you can see I cut up and then I cut in. And because I'm right-handed, I just cut whatever's on the right first. So this one I cut in, and then I'm going to cut up. Because otherwise your box kind of folds down a little bit, and I just find that's easier for me. Okay, let's remove these, but here you go. This is what it looks like. Okay, so you can see these 2 here. So 2 and 4, I cut at angles. 1 and 3, I left straight. All right, on our little 1/2-inch guy right here, we're going to just add some tear and tape. If you want to use liquid glue, you can do that. We're going to use liquid glue to adhere the bottom. But for the side, I thought we'll use some tear and tape. Okay, so we got that. Then I just like to take my snips to pick up that backing. And I just fold this over and fold it so it's flat, okay? All right, so I know that this right here, you can see where that seam is. Hold on, let me pick it up and light. You see that seam right there? So that's the back. So I'm going to flip this so the front is now facing me, okay? And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold one of our angle flaps in and add some liquid glue. Fold the other angle flap in, add some liquid glue. Fold the back flap in, okay? And then I'm going to add some liquid glue and fold the front flap back. That way I have no seams on the front of my box. If we had folded the back in first, you would see the seam at the bottom here, okay? It's not really that big of a deal. It's really kind of personal preference, so you can do that however you want, okay? All right, and I just used that rounded tip of my bone folder to press everything down, make sure everything glues together. You know, you want it all, I like to say sticky stuck. Make sure it's sticky stuck. Okay, so then you can see where those little gussets are, right? And we're just going to go ahead and pinch in, and it's going to naturally want to go where those score lines are. How fun is that, right? You can grab your binder clip and just clip it off. How cute. Now, if you wanted to like do a hole punch and add ribbon and make that fancy, you could do that for sure. Okay, so there's that seam. So I'm going to flip this around, and this is my front. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and we are going to add our DSP. And you could add the DSP first, but I always get nervous with 3Ds that I'm going to put it in the wrong spot or something. I don't know why, but I'm always like, if I glue that down first, it's not going to go where I meant for it to go. But so we'll just go ahead and adhere these down, and all of the sections are the same size, and so we'll just wrap that around here. Oops, that's a little crooked. There we go. Okay, back to the front, and then I'm going to add some seal to our pumpkin pie circle, and I want those stripes at a slant. So go ahead and adhere it like that. Grab my foam adhesive sheet, and I'm just going to peel off that top layer, so now I'm sticky here, okay? And I just take my die cut and just line it up, and it kind of naturally wants to go in the grooves because you pulled that top layer away, so it's like, oh, this is where I sit. It's kind of nice. And then we're just going to pop this out. Okay. And see how cute that is? And then it's fully supported too, and you didn't have to cut down any dimensionals. That would be the worst, I think. And we'll go ahead and just add that right on. How cute. And if you wanted to, then you add that cute little sentiment that says eat, drink, and be scary, because that would be really fun too. And we'll finish this guy off with some of the adorable white foam shimmer stars here. So we'll grab one big, one little, and one middle. Just like that. And that's our milk carton. What do you think of this one too? Isn't that fun? Super easy to customize this one for different occasions too. If you have that cow set that we used to sell, so cute, right? Like you could make a ton of these with that cow set. I don't think it's current anymore though, so you'd have to already have it. But anywho, that would be cute. I love it. I think you could do it for back to school. I know we're already back to school, but you know, like teacher appreciation, Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving table favors, lots of fun uses for that. So let me pull in all of our projects here because they're so stinking cute. I love them. I love them. And yeah, thank you so much for joining me today. As a reminder, if you would like these project kits so you can make these at home, I'm happy to send them to you as a free thank you gift from me when you place an order with me this week. So $50 order before tax and shipping and after any Stampin' Rewards are applied. By the end of the day this Friday, October 3rd, I'll get this sent to you next Tuesday. So, super exciting. Okay, I'm going to come back full screen here. Oh, my shopping link is in the description of this video, or you can head to shop.stampwithmelissa.com. Okay. I'm so glad you guys love them. I am so glad you joined me tonight. I just always love when I can come on and share and when you share with me too. I just love having you here. So I wanted to just remind you then, at the beginning of the video, I mentioned that I was going to talk about it. But next Tuesday, I will not have a regular live. I will still be live on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Central, but I'll actually be live over in my Facebook group. So if you're not already in the group and you don't know how to get there, go ahead and send me a message or an email and I can get you that link. We are going to do my annual BOGO sale. So this is my fourth or fifth, I don't even know. It's been a handful BOGO sale, but basically I have a lot of really awesome retired items that just don't fit in my craft room anymore. Because you guys, this space is like 6 by 10, it's small. So lots of items that were loved on and are amazing, like stamp sets and dies and all that good stuff, and they're looking for a new home. So we're going to do a buy one get one free sale next week where you can get my retired items for free with an order of an equal amount. All of the details on that are going to come out in the Facebook group. The reason I use a Facebook group for it is because there's just a lot of moving parts and pieces to it, and that way I can make sure that I can communicate with you. Sometimes I've experienced in the past, like if we need to communicate over email or something, I'll email and it'll go to your junk folder or something like that, and I can't get a hold of you. So it's easy to tag you in a Facebook group or something and say, hey, I'm trying to get a hold of you, help. You know, all that good stuff. So anyway, next Tuesday, I'll be live at 5 p.m. in that Facebook group, and we are going to do the BOGO sale. It'll probably be about 2 hours. I'll show you all of what I have. It's first come, first serve. First comment I see claiming gets that item. And then, yeah, you'll learn all about it in there. So thanks so much for joining me today. I'll see you next week. Actually, I can say I'll see you next month. Oh, and I did want to remind you as well, so the Homemade Christmas series does close registration today, so make sure you register for that if you haven't already. And the Christmas Creative Escape closes registration on Sunday. So 2 really awesome classes that you're not going to want to miss, ending soon. So if you need links for either of those things, check the description of this video. They're both there, or you can send me a message, okay? All right, thanks for joining me. I'll see you next week. Bye for now.